All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the tape for 5-7B because I'm out today. As you can see from what we did yesterday, we graphed lines and we shaded. So we graphed y is less than or equal to 3, and 0 did work, so I shaded the blue line down towards 0. Then I had this other line, which is in red, and I would start at 2, and I go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and it was a dash line because it was not an equal sign there. Okay, and then I tested 0 and I saw that it did not work, so this gets shaded up. Excuse me a second. That's bad timing. So this gets shaded up, not towards 0, away from 0. And then we saw our multi-shaded region in here, okay? That's what we're trying to do today too, get that double shaded region, okay? So for here, we're on example 2 today, okay? What we're gonna do first is we're gonna solve each of these for y. So to solve this one, I would first minus 2x to both sides, okay? And I get y is less than negative 2x minus 1. I'm going to go graph that at negative 1 and go down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, and so on, okay? So I'd like you to go also up and left, because we want kind of the whole picture here. And that, because it doesn't have an equal sign, is a dashed line, so I'm going to just kind of dash through it. And then I need to shade it. And to shade it, just like we did yesterday, I test 0, 0, 0 less than 0 minus 1 is negative 1. That is not true, so I would shade this line down, like so. Okay. Now, when I go to my other line, which I'm going to use a different pen for, and I had to go get it from my desk, excuse me. So I'm going to take this line, and again, I'm going to minus 2x from both sides, okay? Those will cancel. Y is greater than negative 2x plus 3. And I go to graph that. I start at my y-intercept at 3, and I go down 2, right 1, and so on. You get the idea here. And hopefully you can see from the picture, of course this is a dashed line, that these are never going to intersect because they are parallel lines. Why are they parallel lines? Because they have the same slope, right? So for this I test 0. And I get something that, again, does not work. So this line I don't shade towards 0, I shade away. And what you see here is kind of a problem. Nothing overlaps. There is not a double shaded region. And so what happens here is when they don't cross, they have no solution. And that is the answer for this problem. Okay? When they do cross, the double shaded region works, like we saw earlier in this when I went at the beginning of the video. Okay? All right. If you have a sheet, it's just going to be the next problem on your sheet. If you are using the notes that we all took, then we will just flip it over and start those notes. You're good, man. All right. So for this problem, okay, we would start at 4, right here, right? And I would just go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and so on, right? So, you know what? Hold on a second here. I want to make sure I'm doing the right problem. Yes, I am. Okay. And then I'm going to put a solid line. And this is right on the diagonal. That's why it's easier to graph than to actually just plot the points. And then I test 0. 0 is greater than or equal to 4. That is not true. Shades up here. All right. The next one is not solved for y, so I need to minus x to both sides. I get y is less than or equal to negative 1x, which is negative 1 over 1. So that would start at 0 because there is no y-intercept. That means 0, right? And I would go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, and it's going to be another solid line that looks like so, okay? All right, and then I go to shade it. I test 0. Oh, can't do that because that's going through 0. So pick any other point. Some of you pick some weird point. Some of you want to pick like 2, 2. And see if that works. Okay, let's just pick it, right? 2, 2 right here. If it works, I shade that way. If it doesn't, I shade this way. And it will happen where they will sometimes overlap. You're going to see that in a little bit when I do a problem from the homework. So I get 0, or I get, excuse me, I'm going to test 2, 2. So I plug 2 in here and here. And 2 plus 2 is less than or equal to 0. Is 4 less than or equal to 0? No. So I shade the blue line this way. What does that mean? There's no double crossing part, so it means no solution. Okay? You're only going to get a few of those on the homework. And in fact, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now, and I see 2 no solutions on the entire homework for 5-7B. Okay? Speaking of homework, let's go through that. Okay, let's try a problem from 5-7B. Sorry, I had to grab it from my desk. All right, so let's do problem number 5. So your homework is going to be both sides of this, 1 through 10, okay? I'm going to do number 5 for you, so you can copy that right in if you'd like, okay? Because it has this negative here, it messes people up. I still got a minus x to both sides. I get negative y is less than or equal to negative 1x plus 2. And then to get rid of this negative, I need to divide everything by negative 1. The problem is, when you do that, it flips that sign from here to there, right? Negative divided by negative is positive, and a minus 2. I'm going to go graph that at minus 2. And up 1 over 1 puts me here. Again, it's a solid line, so I'm just going to graph that line out. Okay? And I'm going to shade it. I can test 0, 0 here. 0 is greater than or equal to 2. That is not true, so this one would shade downward. Okay? Now when I do my other line here, again, minus x to both sides, negative y greater than negative x minus 2, divide everything by negative 1, and get y as less than, because again I would flip the sign because I divided by a negative, x plus 2. So I go to plus 2, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. This is a dashed line because there's no equal sign. Like so. And I test 0, 0, and 0 is greater than negative 2 does work. So this line actually shades towards 0, 0. So what happens here is it's all of this, right? So the double shaded region is really the part where they overlap right here. It happens to be also just the answer for this, but it is the answer for both, okay? So again, your homework is both sides of this sheet. I've done one there for you. Be good, do what you're supposed to do today, and we will go over this tomorrow when I get back.